ESPN's coverage.
Ellos vienen buscando un
Cup Series on ABC. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. Sprint. The chase for the Sprint Cup comes to you with NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. Only from Sprint and only on the Now Network. And Subway Restaurants. Subway. Eat fresh.
Getting down into the final miles of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season for 2008 in the finale at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. The two drivers who could take home the championship trophy now a little bit farther back in the pack than they were a bit ago. Carl Edwards from the lead to 7th. Jimmy Johnson back to 15th as a result of some strategy on the pit stops just seconds ago. Edwards has claimed the bonus points for leading the most laps in this race. If he were to win the race and lead the most laps, Jimmy Johnson needs to finish 36th or better to claim the title. If for some reason Jimmy would finish last in the race, Edwards now, because he has clinched those bonus points for leading the most laps, needs to finish just inside the top 5. Third position would be the number for Carl now that he's claimed those extra bonus points. A lot of racing to go. Only one of the 43 starters is not on the track. That's Marcos Ambrose in the 47 car, who was involved in the incident that put us under caution just a minute ago. 96 laps on a 1.5-mile track. All kinds of things can happen. Inside the ESPN pit studio, Alan Bestwick, Rusty Wallace, Brad Daugherty, and Ray Evernham. Sum up what you've seen so far from the two championship contenders, Rusty.
They're both doing what they got to do, Alan. Both of them are. They're out there running up front. Edwards has just locked up the most laps led. He's dominating. Jimmy's keeping that 48 Chevrolet out of trouble, doing what he's got to do. Hey, this race is far from over, guys.
Yeah, they've both been spot on. But the thing that scares me for Jimmy Johnson is there's still 42 cars in this field. So potentially it could be a disaster if he has a problem still.
That's why if I'm Rick Hendrick, I park the 25 car and leave the 48 car out to lead on the next round of cautions, and it pretty much ends this thing.
Yeah. Now, Ray, one of your old buddies, Jeff Gordon, has just gotten to the lead for the first time in this race as a result of some strategy.
Yeah, buddy. He stayed out. You know, he's only got about 10 laps on his tires. He is Mr. Day-to-Night Racer. Watch out for him because now he's out in clean air and he's had a fast car all night long.
He's really fast.
One of the guys that hasn't won yet this season, Doc. One last chance in these final 95 laps.
Hard to believe that Jeff Gordon has not won in 2008 after what has been a remarkable career. 81 career victories. Charlotte, October of 2007. Last time Jeff Gordon has won. And we'll show you where Carl Edwards and Jimmy Johnson are starting, 6th and 14th. And here again, as you heard just a moment ago, 42 of 43 starters still on the racetrack. That's important for Jimmy Johnson to know, because he can still get himself in serious trouble because Carl has already led the most laps.
Another nail-biter restart for him. Yeah, especially double file restart here. He's back where he started the race almost. You know, this is literally 28th with all the cars on the inside. So same position. Has to be really careful here.
And they jumble up back there and they spread out a little bit too wide.
They say, come on, guys. I'm ready to be 3 wide up there.
Carl Edwards going to the high side there. Trying to move on the outside of David Gilliland's car. And behind the 09 of Sterling Marlin. Now Carl goes in the middle of the racetrack.
You can see he's a little bit loose right there. Denny Hamlin right on his bumper. Denny Hamlin's making him loose by just being up that close. Carl gets a good run off the corner.
See Jimmy Johnson had moved down to the inside of the track to try to stay out of that 2 and 3 wide lane up high. Now he's going to have to go around the 22 car of Dave Blaney.
He's kind of hung behind Dave Blaney while this outside line's moving. He has to get out of the throttle there because of the 22 car. And there's another car up on the outside of Jimmy. Bill Elliott, yep. Yeah, and you got Kevin Harvick, who's pretty racy here, has a fast race car. He was looking to the inside of Jimmy Johnson.
Jeff Gordon now has pulled away to almost a full second lead. Kenseth in second spot, Rudeman, Boyer, and you see here comes the 99 car of Edwards up to 5th position. Mike.
Well, Doc, as you know, the crew chief sometimes has to be the coach, and Bob Osborne was trying to remind Carl right before the restart that he's in a different situation than he's been in most of the night.
guys very quickly, so be patient and choose your position wisely. 10-4.
And the point that Bob was trying to hammer home that, remember, the car's going to handle a lot different in traffic than it's handled all night out front.
Jimmie Johnson back in a danger zone a moment ago going in the corner. Kevin Harvick was able to dive under the 48 car and make him 3 wide.
Man, he's been 3 wide. This is about the 4th time since the restart he's been 3 wide. Man, this is scary times for these guys. So on the right side of the screen there, Denny Hamlin going by, trying to go by Carl Edwards. There's Jeff Burton is spun out now. He was behind these guys.
Doesn't appear to have any major contact, and it will bring out the caution flag again.
I was underneath him. He got into the car on the outside of him, hung a left on me. I'm coming to you to put tires on.
Gonna have to fix that right front fender a little bit too. Jeff is coming to pit road right now. He's on the access road, getting ready to hit the pit road here. He should have time. The pace car's already picked up the field. He should have time to make his changes right here.
Under this caution, the 66 car would get the free pass. Scott Riggs. Here's Burton in, who came in 4th in the point standings in the chase. Just 66 behind Biffle in 3rd. So if we can show you what happened to the 31 car.
Yeah, you can hear him say that he was on the inside. Joe Nemechek just came down a little bit. Not sure he knew that Jeff was there. Nice. Jeff's car was actually pushing just a little bit too.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Together. Yeah, just kind of ended up in the same spot. He's going to have some damage on that right front fender, so he'll have to get fixed.
Been coming across the racetrack. Well, folks, we've had 1 yellow flag in the first 140 laps, and now the sun's gone down and everybody's getting racy.
Okay, and here comes Jimmie Johnson down pit road. His car wasn't very good on that restart. Yeah. They're going to come down here and get another set of tires and maybe make an adjustment.
Nice and easy here, 4 tires.
That's a nice calm voice from the crew chief. Coming down to you, Dave.
And remember at Atlanta when they did sort of the opposite of what everyone was doing, sort of a cloak and dagger, put 4 tires on at the end of the race and came back to finish 2nd. Not quite the same thing here, but Chad has a plan. 4 tires now. He knows what his pit windows are to get to the end, and he knows when he wants his driver to have the fresh rubber and when he wants him to stay out.
Well, I tell you what, I like what he's doing right here. Chad Knaus and Jimmie Johnson. The driver felt something wrong. They didn't like that set of tires. Chad said, heck with it. Let's play it safe. Get them down. Get 4 tires on it. That's a safe move.
Yeah, with 26 cars on the lead lap, he was already back there. He's going to start a little bit further back, but maybe a little bit cleaner air for him. But there was something they didn't like. I just hope they didn't over-adjust for the car being in traffic, because the car was good in clean air. So maybe I just hope they didn't over-adjust on it. Down to Dave.
And guys, just really quickly, there was nothing about the car that he didn't like. Jimmie had no report in to the crew chief saying that there's something wrong with this race car. That was all about strategy and where Chad wants to put him on the tire and fuel schedule toward the end of this race.
Well, just remember, guys, they don't have to win this race. All they have to do is finish in the top 36 and don't get in trouble. And I think that they just found themselves in a hornet's nest right there. They just came in and got some tires, and now they can kind of let it sort out in front of them and then start making some ground.
Yeah, and it might also allow them, if we run a little bit longer here, then they won't have a lot of laps on their tires. They could possibly get 2 and gain a lot of track position when the rest of these guys might have to get 4. So a little strategy by Chad here. I think everything's okay.
Able to take a deep breath, Chad Knaus, and maybe get his driver to a 3rd consecutive championship. 88 laps to go, the green flag when we come back.